It's Mylz.
It's Tr3bel.
It's the Make It Make Sense podcast.
Yay, yay.
And by the way, it's inadvertently our bike week episode because I'm pretty sure you can hear the bikes. Even though we may not hear them, I guarantee you'll be able to hear them in the recording. So we live in a place where there's a lot of bicycles, a lot of motorcycles.
Bicicletas.
And so we're in the middle of what we call bike week here where we're recording this episode. So apologize in advance. Hopefully it's not too bad. But other than that, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Happy it's starting to get warm again. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I feel like I'm finna be regretting it here in the next few weeks.
How so? Oh, why do you think so?
Because it's going to be too hot and I'm going to be wishing it was cold again.
yeah, that's true. Like right
Florida.
Now, it's perfect. It's kind of, actually, that's kind of a lie. I like it when it's really hot. I love the beach. I like getting super tan. I'm like a beach bummy guy, so I kind of like the heat because of what it represents. But if I'm being real, it feels the best right now. It's like 70 or something.
Yeah, see, I ain't really, as much crazy as it is, I grew up here, grew right up by the water.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been a super beach person. Like, I like seeing the water. I like seeing certain sights. But like, if I could choose anywhere to go in the world, I don't know if it would be a beach. I mean, I would like to go see some beautiful beaches. Don't get me wrong.
You're a woods guy, though, right?
Yeah. Like,
which is still shocking to me. I don't know why. That just seems like I would never picture you being in the woods. But now that I'm getting to know you better, I think I do understand.
Yeah, I think it's a, how would I say it? It's more of a perception thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't come off as a person who's worked a lot of tree jobs. I don't come off as a person who's worked underground, utilities and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I got a little more harder work than this show because some people at that work show.
Yes, very true. With AI and some people don't agree with me, and I don't know how they don't even understand a little bit, but I see it to where when AI becomes more and more ingrained and easier to use, blue collar is going to be like the top echelon jobs because that's the thing that can't be done automatically, easily. Like graphic designers, I mean, even musicians, beat makers like myself and producers and everybody that does anything like in the arts or anything like that, it could really, kind of take over that space, and then all that's left is what the machines or the artificial stuff can't do, which is physical, real world tasks.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think that they are doing a lot of hard work to make sure that the machines can do these tasks and trying to create machines like autonomous lawnmowers and things like that. Mm-hmm. But like you said, it's certain things that I don't think I would trust a machine or multiple machines to just put together a Empire State Building or something like that.
Right.
Hey, some people could say, hey, maybe they'll be more accurate than the person.
Yeah.
But a lot of those buildings still stand, and they've been standing a long time with people building them, so I'm going to go ahead and stay trusting it.
And also, not even that big. I mean, this was an example someone made that I was thinking kind of in that level too, but think about a plumber. Like something as simple, I got to replace this thing. I mean, getting into small spaces, doing stuff like that, stuff that takes like, you have to be there and see like the variables, like maybe way down the road that'll happen, but I don't see that happening within the next 5-10 years, know, whereas AI is about, once they release the newest, oh my God, at some point, maybe not this episode, we got to look at the new, I think it's called Aurora. I think it was that got released, the artificial video maker. Sora, that's it.
I know exactly what you're saying.
My God, dude.
Yeah, shit is changing real fast.
I showed my kids that. They could not give less fucks about it.
But because it doesn't affect them yet.
I don't even think they can see how it, that's it. They don't
Literally,
think they can
can't comprehend how that means anything.
Right. And I'm trying to tell them, like, this could be the next level of cyberbullying, where it used to be you just tweet whatever they use now, some shitty shit about that person, and then they feel bad. Man, not when they make a full-blown video
of you doing exactly like you. But I mean, take that into like the deep fake conversation we had a while ago, how you can change people's faces and use their voice and stuff. If you combining that.
Combination.
Yeah, if you have a combination of that mixed
Mhm.
with the Sora type AI, imagine what the fuck you can do now.
I don't even wanna imagine, man. It genuinely gives me anxiety.
Yeah, but see, we come from an era where you didn't have those capabilities, so for us, it makes sense for us to be able to see how this could become more of a problem than somebody who hasn't lived long enough
Right.
outside of the realm of, this level of technology to even comprehend it. And I think that's a part of
Mhm.
the plan.
Yeah. What about Ryan Garcia, my friend?
Before we go down that
Okay.
path, I do want to say shout out. I gotta give a big shout out to one of the OGs, man, over at Flawless Fatherhood.
Oh, yeah.
The main man, Mr. 5050, bruh. He been showing me a ton of love since I was a kid. I done known him. You know what I mean? And now he
Mhm.
got his own platform where he's
Mhm.
teaching young men how to get custody of their kids, how to
Hell
fight
yeah.
for more custody, get the 50-50 custody that you actually want with your child if you're one of those people who want it.
Mhm.
So if you are a young man, if you are a middle-aged man, if you are an old man, and you want more information because you want to spend more time with your kids, but you feel like the laws and there are a lot of things in your way, a lot of red tape, please go over to Flawless Fatherhood. Check out Mr. 5050. He
Mhm.
gonna be dropping a lot of gems, a lot of jewels on y'all and giving y'all a lot of ins and outs on how to handle that situation. And
Mhm.
I personally know this man, and I personally know he really did this and he really had custody of his own kids
Mhm.
since they were kids and he raised them and everything like that. So
Yeah.
he knows exactly what he's talking about through
Yeah.
experience, man. So
Fantastic.
anybody need any questions, need anything like that, holla at the man.
Yeah, and this is his page right here. It's at Flawless Fatherhood. Check him out, subscribe, support him. He's doing a great thing.
Yeah,
Doing a
man,
real good
we'll
thing.
drop it at the bottom of the video somewhere when it's over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, back to Mr. Garcia. Now, when we first met up today, I was kind of confused on what's actually going on with him. Kind of seemed like he was going off the rails. It still seems like he's going off the rails. It seems like he's doing a lot of trying to do, the right thing by exposing things that he thinks aren't so great and a lot of people think aren't so great. But then all of a sudden today, a post comes out from his father replying to someone's quote or post saying that he's just trolling in the wrong way. And okay, maybe I in this again, when this day and age where everything can be hacked, everything can be
Yeah.
spun and look like it's whatever you want, and even if he is, I don't know. What do you think about this? Because I don't know what to make of what's going on with him.
I'll say this.
Okay.
Before we get into it, I gotta tie it into the spiritual realm and kind of get people to understand that, like we always do, what you see ain't always what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's really hard to dive into this because I'm happy he's doing it, even though I really feel for him in my soul because I understand what he's going through to some degree.
Okay.
So
And
right
for the
now,
people that don't know, what exactly is he going through?
I'm about to
Okay.
get there. So I just had to preface all of that to start by saying this.
Mhm.
Right now, we are in the middle of what's called the age of the Aquarius. Now,
Mhm.
I can't say it's the middle, but I know we're in a very crucial portion of that.
Okay.
And the age of the Aquarius is something that's been spoke on for centuries. The Egyptians talked about it in depth where they were breaking down how all earth on life goes through levels of consciousness and cycles and stuff like that.
Do you remember the song in like the 60s for the play? I forgot what the play it was called. The Age of Aquaria. You never
It's crazy because now that you said it, I think I have heard that.
That was the hit on
Hey,
this
we gotta
weird
sample
play.
that shit. Sorry, I'm an Aquarius,
yeah.
so yeah, we gotta have to sample that at some
Oh
point.
yeah.
Nonetheless, okay, so this is not like a theory. This is something that has been proved, whether you want to call it the age of the Aquarius, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
But this is the age where there's going to be a lot of upheaval and a lot of turmoil because everybody who's been kept in the dark for all of these years,
Mhm.
the information is starting to come out. And that's what the age of Aquarius represents, the
Oh.
changing of the guard,
Okay.
the blind not being blind anymore.
Yeah.
So you're having this huge war being played out in the spiritual realm, but it has to take place in the physical realm to some degree.
Okay.
So that plays right into what's happening with Ryan Garcia.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ryan Garcia, pretty boy, signed by Oscar De La Hoya,
Mm-hmm.
the face of boxing for a small second just because of the amount of followers he had.
Right.
Like my little sister, for instance, she's
Mhm.
19 now. It's
Mhm.
probably a couple years ago. Doesn't watch boxing at all, but she
Right.
knows who Tank Davis and who Ryan Garcia
Of course,
is.
because they're handsome, they're talented. I mean, of course, yeah, they got the perfect formula.
So, I mean, and this is what I'm saying. So he had a lot.
Mhm.
And he reached a level of stardom to where he's hanging out with a lot of celebrities and a lot of stuff like that.
Mhm.
I never, ever heard Ryan Garcia claim Jesus Christ as much as I've heard him saying this recently.
Yeah, I thought that was. I didn't really follow him, so I didn't know. But I was like, man, he's really leaning on the cross.
Okay, now we're going to hold that right there and we're going
Okay.
to come back to Ryan Garcia.
Okay.
Let's go to Justin Bieber. This happened
Okay.
years ago, maybe 5, 6, maybe a little longer than that.
Mhm.
But this is around the time that Justin Bieber is like hitting his peak. Like, I mean, Justin Bieber is at the top of his powers.
Oh, it's got to be longer than 5 years ago. Then probably like 10
It was
years ago.
it was when he was not okay. Let me not say necessarily the peak of his powers. I'll say the peak of his powers of who he was becoming as an artist, doing features with Chance the Rapper,
Okay.
and not being looked at as a little kid anymore.
Got it.
He was dating Selena Gomez. He started making songs that even I heard a couple of them songs like, man, Justin Bieber sliding on that.
Right.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So he started reaching that point.
Mhm.
Justin Bieber disappears for years. People are like, where the hell is Justin Bieber? When is he making more music?
Mhm.
Then you can look this up online. Anybody who thinks I'm crazy, please hold everything I say with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt and go search it up yourself and prove me wrong.
Mhm.
That's what I want y'all to do.
Yeah.
So during that time, Justin Bieber goes to this church in California.
Oh yeah, with the ripped pastor or whatever that he was hanging out with.
Huh?
The pastor, like they kept showing pictures of him with like this yoked.
Oh,
Pastor.
yeah, I don't know how. I didn't see that part, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't speak on that part.
Uh-huh.
But I do know he went to a church and he went there and he spoke to the congregation. And there's a lot of quotes that they took that are on file that he said in this quote, and he's never denied that he said it. They asked him what made him come here. Why is he now, like, what is he so afraid of? He said, I'm afraid of them, but this is the only place I can come that they can't just come kill me.
Mm.
So the congregation lets him come up there and speak, and Justin Bieber goes on to say that he got offered to come to a party. He gets to the party. It's a regular party. We've now, at this point, we understand that party in Hollywood don't mean the same as party to the rest of us. By now, if you haven't picked that shit up by everything you've heard about Diddy and so on and so forth,
Yeah.
motherfucker, party don't mean the same, okay? So he gets invited to a party. He says that at this party, they basically say, hey, man, you ready to take the next step in your career? And he's like, of course. Like, of course.
Mhm.
He was like, so he goes, they're like, hey, just go in the room. So he goes in the room. He says he's in this bedroom, and they bring in the young boy who's tied up hands and feet.
Oh no. Yeah.
And Justin Bieber says, what the hell is this? What am I supposed to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen, I ain't say this. Justin Bieber said this. He said, quote, they told me you want Jay-Z money, right? Now, why in the fuck they would be using Jay-Z as the damn linchpin, as the, you know, crux of this conversation?
Yeah.
We can get into that a little bit. Listen.
Is that before you started looking like Basquiat?
Yeah, definitely before.
Okay.
Yeah. We ain't even gonna go that old fake ass shit there. Nonetheless, he says that they basically tell him, hey, you wanted Jay-Z money, this is what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm not doing that to a kid. They wanted them to molest a child.
Jesus.
And this is Justin Bieber's words again, not mine.
Right.
I'm not paraphrasing at all. He said that they wanted him to molest a child.
And I'm my reaction to that is always why is that the go-to all the time, the kid shit? But you don't have to go down that road yet. That's something I really want to understand.
It gets very deep, and there is a reason as to why they do that.
Is it the blood?
To a degree, yeah. It has a lot to do with blood, but it has a lot to do with energy transference.
And adrenochrome?
Yeah. That's one of them words we might,
I'm in adrenaline. Adrenaline, YouTube. Adrenaline.
Adrenalized blood. How about that?
I don't know if that'll work, but all right. Well, we've come this far, so fuck
I
it.
mean, yeah, it is what it is, bro. Like, I mean, if you are not familiar with the term adrenochrome or what it is, fuck it. We done said it.
Yeah, you're right. I actually said it, so yeah, you're
There's
right.
a movie called Fear, Loathing in Las
Vegas.
Yeah.
Awesome movie, yes.
They show you in that movie that there's motherfuckers out there taking adrenochrome. Johnny Depp is the motherfucker that takes the adrenochrome in that movie. We know how far into Hollywood.
Hold
Johnny
on.
Depp. Yes.
Is that what?
Remember this?
Not
scene?
LSD?
No. Remember the scene when they're in the hotel room and your boy is on the phone trying to talk to the lawyer, but there's not even nobody on the other line and they're tripping.
Okay.
And they run out of drugs supposedly, and Johnny Depp's character's like, "What the hell? Like, I'm trying to get high," and he's like, "Just go in my bag and get that stuff, and it's brown stuff, but don't take too much of it."
Yeah.
He said it's like reddish brown. Don't take too much of it, just a drop. He says it after that. He goes, "What the fuck is this?" He goes, "It's adrenochrome." He says it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that back then.
Yeah. I didn't catch it either when I first seen it because I was obviously much younger.
Yeah,
but I watched it later, and then I was watching something where they were showing how much they show this kind of stuff in movies, and this scene came on, so I went back to watch it just to make sure nobody was just, like you was talking about faking it and shit. But no, this was a legitimate scene where they're talking about taking the adrenochrome.
Oh my god. Okay, we definitely gotta come back to that at some point, but we gotta stay on Garcia. That's crazy though.
So, nonetheless, fast forwarding back to the Justin Bieber situation. So, long story short, Justin Bieber says that after this point, after they propositioned him, he freaked out and he ran.
Oh, okay.
And
I might have heard this, yeah.
And he said that the reason he was so scared wasn't necessarily for what they were going to do to him, but he couldn't live with the guilty conscience he had of leaving that little boy in the room.
Wow.
He said because he didn't think about it until he left, and after he's getting to where he's going, he's like, "Oh God, I didn't even untie him. I didn't even save him."
Wow.
And he was like, that freaked him out more than anything.
Right.
So you take that fact that Justin Bieber has said this. This is on file. We can go down a list of other people who have said similar things and have had similar situations.
The homeboy that said it then died randomly.
Yeah. Isaac Cappy.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have said that name for some reason.
I mean, we're not even monetized yet. I just hope they don't take it down at this point. But fuck it, if we're gonna do it, let's do it.
So now back to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia fought Tank Davis. Big fight. Shortly after that, Tank Davis gets arrested a couple of times.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and each time it's domestic violence, but the person who says that he really beat them up changes their story after he gets arrested.
Oh, okay.
Tank Davis then goes to become Muslim.
He's Muslim right now?
Yeah, so they say his name isn't even Tank Davis, just isn't Gervonta Davis anymore. At first, I see nothing of it. I think nothing of it. I see Devin Haney with the Hamdulillah, and they swear they're so Muslim, but nothing they do actually embodies them having Muslim beliefs or actually following the faith.
Okay.
Again, I can't knock nobody in whatever religion they, stand by. But there's something I notice about these three individuals in particular. They're young. They have made almost more money than anybody else in the sport in recent times. And they're very, very, very impressionable because of their age. Which one of them wouldn't want to be a part of Hollywood or hang with celebrities and superstars? So you see this. Again, I think nothing of it. But when I start seeing Ryan Garcia do all of this Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, and then he's saying what he's saying on top of that, knowing what I know, you have to have some type of spiritual barrier around you to protect you from all of the demons that are coming for your soul whenever you're in spiritual warfare. So whatever you have behind you, you have to have something. Somebody like me, I'm not religious. I have strong spiritual principles, but even me, I'm going to tell you like straight up, because you know some of the stuff we've talked about off air. Spiritual warfare is no joke, and I don't give a good goddamn who you believe in. It's a fight.
Mhm.
It's a fight, and it's a super fight beyond words. People look, the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna go to mental health.
Mhm.
My family did the same thing with me. Oh, this motherfucker crazy.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, I'm going crazy right now. The same shit Ryan Garcia said. If you knew the shit I was seeing on a regular basis, if you knew the little messages I was getting given by certain people,
Yeah.
little things I'm seeing online, nah, bro.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to show people, and they're literally like, you're crazy if you think this is actually happening to you.
Right.
Until I
right.
give them such damning evidence, they're like, oh shit.
Mhm.
Oh shit, this is happening to you.
Mhm.
Stay the fuck away from me. I don't want it happening to me.
Right.
I can only imagine what it's like being a young dude his age with
Yeah.
all of those millions and millions of dollars, and you thought you had all of these people around you that were there, and no matter how much you tell a young dude, hey, this circle ain't for you, they don't really care about you, until you experience it, it's hard to get it.
Right.
He probably went and experienced some of the shit he did, because Ryan Garcia, we're going to actually play a little clip of it. But Ryan Garcia said that he was ritualistically molested when he was a child.
Really?
Yes. Now, a lot of people always say, well, why did you not come out with this stuff before? Or why did da-da-da-da-da? Bro, a lot of celebrities, a lot of them have been groomed since they were young.
You think he's one of them?
I do. I didn't think it at first, but he's telling us he is. Mariah Carey is the prime example of this shit not being undeniable. Her sister came out explaining that they were both used by elites in Hollywood as 10 and 8-year-olds by grown men, and their parents watched while this happened.
Wow.
Mariah Carey's oldest brother comes out and confirmed that this shit happened, and confirmed that he was about to go all in on the dad, and then he got excommunicated from the family, and he says himself he has to live in certain countries in order to avoid being killed. He can't come back to America.
Who said
Mariah
this?
Carey's brother. This is not speculation. This is something he was even on 60 Minutes talking about. It was either 60 Minutes or E, one of those big shows where he's talking about it. And he's very clear that he was there and stuff like that happened. You look at Michael Jackson. There are plenty of stories from the rest of the Jacksons that say that Michael Jackson used to go to hotel retreats with his father, and Tito went one time, and Tito experienced what was happening to Michael, and Tito went to break down the door because he knew what was happening on the side to his little brother. This is all on paperwork.
I've never heard any of that.
River Phoenix, who is Joaquin Phoenix's little brother that got killed.
All right.
He has a whole interview where he talks about when he dies, he's going to be playing a new character.
Oh my God.
He has another interview where he talks about Joaquin Phoenix and him being a part of a cult that since they were 5 years old, they have had to do sexual acts or watch sexual acts happen in front of them. And the person asks, how do you see all of this, and never say anything? You still had to go to school and stuff. He says, bro, you think it's normal. And you also get threatened, and you see what happens to other people. You know they're not playing.
Wow. God.
So when you are talking about this level of evil, look at Disney. And again, you can like Disney World, you can like Disney whatever. I don't give a good goddamn what you like, what you don't like. One thing that can't be denied is all of these little young stars start off as young, bright, brilliant looking children, and then they get adults and they get on fucking drugs. What are they running from? Orlando Brown will be the first one to tell you what they're running from, because he's the only one saying what some of the stuff Ryan Garcia is saying. Yeah. And he'll tell you out of his mouth, hell yeah, I'm going crazy if you got molested as much as I did. If you know what happened to
Brown admitted that?
He said this. Yeah. He said, yo, I know I've gotten molested, bro.
Wow. God,
he said out of his mouth that it happened to his own child.
Oh, man.
It's disturbing. It's disgusting. Wow. He spoke on the Panda Eyes situation. And if y'all don't know what the Panda Eyes situation is, that's something y'all got to do a little research into, because it gets very, very, very grimy. It gets very touchy when you're looking at this level of evil that you're talking about. Wow. So if all of the people who are in this evil circle are the ones worth the billions, it's going to be very easy for them to make you look crazy. And the last example I'll use before we dive into this Ryan Garcia situation a little bit more is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle
Mhm.
and Bernie Mac. I use Bernie Mac because now this is speculation. I can't say this true, y'all, but do y'all own research and y'all gonna start to see some shit ain't adding up. They did the Kings of Comedy tour, Bernie Mac, Steve Harvey, DL Hughley, and Cedric the Entertainer.
Yep.
That was supposed to be Steve Harvey's thing. Cat Williams was talking about this on Shannon Sharp's show.
Oh, yes, he did.
There's plenty of stories talking about the fact that Bernie Mac had now gotten brought into the Hollywood circle. He knew some things was going on behind closed doors. Certain things he, I can turn my eye to that.
I think we touched on this. This is about bringing him to the back and showing him.
Yes. So for anybody who didn't hear it in the old episode, the rumor is that, and this isn't just Bernie Mac. This is kind of the order of operations of what they do. When you reach a certain level and they've seen you've turned a blind eye to certain things, they now put you in position where they show you something that's so absolutely wild and so absolutely outlandish that your mind can't wrap your head around what you're seeing, and they give you a choice. You either go tell the world and die, or you just do what we tell you and you're okay. And the people who decide they don't want to be a part of the situation, they end up dying randomly. And they use the media in order to cover their death. If you watch the Kings of Comedy, bro, the entire time, the only thing they're talking about is how annoyed Bernie Mac was, how stressed out Bernie Mac was, how Bernie just he wasn't himself, he was angry, he was perturbed. Why the fuck is he so frustrated going on the biggest tour of his life?
I almost thought that was just his shtick.
No, anybody who talks about Bernie Mac says he was one of the nicest people ever. His act, he did it so well, you couldn't separate it. And they go on to talk about how basically he got shown some stuff and Bernie Mac was like, nah, fuck that.
Right.
I'm not on none of this. And then miraculously he has an aneurysm. And anybody who miraculously has aneurysms in Hollywood, it generally is some hands behind closed doors making that happen, i.e. Dr. Dre.
Wow. Dre? How'd he get pulled into it? Well, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, it is. But just Dr. Dre had a aneurysm, and if I'm not mistaken, it was shortly after he sold Dre Beats for $300 million. You don't see Dr. Dre too much no more now, do you?
Super Bowl was the last time I saw him, briefly. Yeah. All right. So going back to the Garcia. So
I say all this to say we're gonna play a little bit of the Ryan Garcia clip. You're gonna hear him speak on something. I want y'all to hear it first before I even preface it at all. We're gonna dive into it.
All right.
So after what Ryan's saying, we're gonna see his story.
And he's talking to Andrew Tate, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll unmute the mic again. Give me some time. Ryan, unmute your mic. Yo, Andrew. Hey, bro. All right, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Where?
Bro, they fucking took me to the woods, bro, and they fucking tied. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you could ever believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down and they made me watch, dog. Yes, I fucking lost it. They're raping little kids.
He doesn't want to take us all, so let's go. Come on, Ryan.
Hold
He
on.
doesn't want to take us.
Come on, fuck this guy.
Is there more?
Fuck this dude, dude. Come on.
Who?
You know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
Listen to what he said. You know who they are.
You know the path
Andrew.
you're going down is dangerous, my friend.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
give
worried
a
about.
fuck. They can't touch me. I'm a god.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst part
no,
about
they
it.
can't. So come touch me, you fucking bitch.
That's good right
Wow.
there.
You have
I
proof
don't
of these?
give.
So
Oh,
look,
that's a lot to unpack.
yes, and it was maybe what 30 seconds to a minute of conversation.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So I want y'all to understand on how to decipher these things, because a lot of times people feel like people just be reaching, but there's a lot of cold words that go on. There's a lot of cold words that go on when these conversations are happening, and when you are a part of the inner circle, you kind of know what those cold words are, and you understand real quick.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, now this is my perspective. I can't say this is fact or anything. What I do think, though, is Ryan Garcia went to that platform to Andrew Tate specifically because he wanted to say it to Andrew Tate. and the people who are in his circle, and there's a reason for that. I believe, look at the order of events. He says, unmute your microphone. He unmutes it. Ryan Garcia, you can tell is ready, dog. As soon as he gets on there, yo, so Andrew, and he starts saying, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He says this shit. Why did he come on with that kind of energy? I don't think it was just because he doesn't give a fuck about saying it. I think there was something that was happening in that conversation that we did not fully hear, or something that was going on to make him say that. And I really think it was a handler that you were hearing in the background telling Ryan Garcia he shouldn't be saying any of this.
He was getting into it with them, you think?
At the same time, I think it was a buildup. And that's why he answered the phone under so much angst.
Yeah.
And he also knew who he was talking to. I personally believe, I've said this a long time, hey, I've been proven wrong before, but I believe Andrew Tate is controlled opposition just like I believe Joe Rogan is. I love the Joe Rogan show, don't get me wrong. I've seen Andrew Tate say things that I do not disagree with, don't get me wrong. But I ain't going down a path of controlled opposition. I'm going to just say what I said about that. We can go into that another topic, another time. But
the Joe Rogan one is hard for me to buy into. But I would love to see your perspective at another time about that.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll show you. I'll show you firsthand. Nonetheless, though, so matter of fact, we should do a whole special on controlled opposition to kind of dive into what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Ryan Garcia is young, rich. He's seen a lot. There's no way he hasn't been to any of these Hollywood parties to see anything.
Right.
Okay. He's a professional fucking boxer. How do they just hold him and tie him down and make him watch this? You think there might have been some weapons involved? Definitely. That's why he knows what he can and can't say. He's aware. No matter how angry he is, what is the first thing that Andrew Tate tried to get him to do? Say a name. He said, they made me do this and this and this. Andrew Tate didn't say, bro, I know. I've been doing my own research and da-da-da-da-da, and I believe da-da-da-da-da-da. He didn't say any of that shit.
Are you alluding to maybe he was some muscle that was there involved?
He wasn't. I don't think he was there.
Okay.
I think, but like he said, bro.
Yeah,
you're not
you've
retarded.
met the same people. Yeah,
just a quick side, when you talk about those people are those people. They got power to make some shit change in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
you gotta. That was really pun, because there's a episode of Kevin Hart, his little sit down show, and he had Jay-Z on there, and this is a video you can look up.
Is this when he was like?
No, it wasn't. It was the same show, but he was talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But that same show, ironically, there's another moment here where he's talking to Jay-Z, and he goes, when you get into Hollywood, there's always this veil, there's always this curtain, and you reach a certain level in Hollywood, and then you get behind that curtain, and there's another curtain. Then you got to get behind that curtain, and then you get presented the door. Jay, you ever seen what's on the other side of the door? And the look on Jay-Z's face is like, bruh, you did not just ask me this.
Right.
And then it kind of gets quiet, and then they cut to commercial just to come back for him to be like, so, now let's kind of get off this topic.
Interesting.
That same episode that you mentioned when he was doing this, the girl, I forget which actress
it was like
it was.
Amy Schumer or something like that. Yeah.
Where she's very prominent. She went on a tirade, started going off about all of the stuff she's seen in Hollywood, and Kevin Hart out of his mouth said, stop, they're in here.
Right.
And she said, they're in here right now? Yes. Okay, this shit ain't no game. These people not playing. Like, understand that. So, again, why in the fuck, if you are Andrew Tate, if you know the elites are who they are, and you say you've already experienced this firsthand, would you ask him who?
Right. Do you think he was baiting him into giving names so Andrew wasn't the one doing it?
No, I don't think Andrew Tate's he's not important enough for them to use him to manhandle another celebrity and risk losing everything by having another celebrity there.
No. I mean, the fact maybe like opportunistic. Like he goes, okay, Andrew would genuinely wants to expose it. He's already been through the ringer. He's already fighting a battle. And he's like, well, shit, Ryan's about to go off the handle. Who? And then his handlers cut him off. If that's the
case, why didn't you tell the who, Mr. Tate?
Because he's already going through his own battle.
Exactly. So you not really trying to pull the top all the way off.
He might be scared of.
So if you're
do you see what I mean?
scared, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But again, look at it from this perspective. Okay, I'll give you a better perspective. Right now, let's say I have something in my possession that I know motherfuckers want to kill me for.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't know what it is, but I'm telling you, like, bruh, like, but you know who these people are that want to kill me for, and you know they nothing to be played with because you've had your own experience with them.
Okay.
And I said, hey, bro, I got this thing here, and I don't give a fuck how they feel about me. Would you want to know what the fuck it is?
Me? No, I wouldn't want to be involved.
Exactly. Because anybody who knows how fucked up the other side is, as you're saying, and if they're really like that, and you're so adamant that you know how ugly this shit can get, like Andrew Tate is saying, why would you even ask who the who is?
Yeah, why would you want to tie yourself to that? Okay, I follow you.
It's a setup. You know what the fuck you're doing, and if you can get him emotionally attached enough to this situation to say the wrong thing, hey man, you did your job, Andrew Tate. Don't think for 1 second they don't set people up like this.
So wouldn't it be? So it's not bad if he would have started dropping names, then they wouldn't have minded that. You think?
Hell yeah, they mind. Because you got to understand the people that are doing this are not names we're going to just know. Some of them are, but they're always tied to other names. I give you an example. Like,
so hold on. So walk me through this because I'm trying to keep up with you. So
Understood.
if Andrew, if he's put there to set up Garcia to release names, what's the game being played then?
the game is ultimate. It's called the Hegelian dialect. You create the sickness so that when you create the cure, you look like the savior. Andrew Tate just told you multiple times he under his own shit. He said at the very beginning of that, without the clips that we put on there, but he heard it off air when he said, "Oh, they'll give you $50 million to do this and this and this and
he
promote
did say
this
that.
and promote that."
Yeah.
What do you think he doing? They're trying to promote the mental deterioration of Ryan Garcia to cut him at the knees so it can look like he's absolutely fucking crazy and nothing he's saying makes any sense.
And possibly he kills himself, or does it get that dark?
It can get that dark very well. Very, very, very fucking quickly.
Wow.
Not before they cash out on this Devin Haney fight, that's for sure.
Right.
But again,
do you think Devin knows what's going on, or is he genuinely confused?
I can't speak on that. I think Devin Haney and his family definitely know a little shit that's going on, but they definitely have an idea. But I also think a lot of people, just like a lot of our senators, they're really oblivious to spiritual warfare. They're really oblivious to certain things until it happens directly to them. I personally think that Devin Haney and his father are a bit obnoxious, and they might understand what, the spiritual realm to this degree, but I don't think they're even thinking about it.
They might, maybe they're not in his position. They're like, well, if it was going to happen to him, it happened to me, and it's not, so it must be cocaine. Or something.
Yeah, or something. They're selling the fight too. Like, I think some people, you can also pay them to just be fucking ignorant. Hey, bro, like, every rapper that they paid to promote bullshit isn't necessarily like an industry plant that doesn't do any of that they're just paying to promote an image. No, some of these motherfuckers are really like that. Yeah. And they bail them out of jail every time so they can live this untouchable looking lifestyle just to promote it to you to think it's possible.
Yeah.
So it's that deep.
It is.
Somebody like a Devin Haney, they could easily be like, hey, bro, we'll give you an extra $20 million because he does coke. He does coke. Yeah, he do coke. He do, and hype Devin Haney up to really have this argument from a perspective of what he think it is.
True.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not hard to manipulate somebody with money like that. Again,
as far as where we're at now, where he released the video with the people, it sounded like he was getting bum rushed in his hotel. They post the satanic stuff with the gibberish underneath it. Then he comes back at like the conference table saying, they took my stuff, they took this, I love God, I'll see you later. And then today or yesterday, his dad saying that he's just trolling. What do you think, with everything that you've gathered from all of this and what you believe in, what do you see happening? What's the next phase?
That is up in the air. It's going to be a fight for the rest of Ryan Garcia's career because he's
done too much.
Yeah, you can't say fuck the devil and expect the devil not to say fuck you too. Like, it's something I live with every day, bro. Like, I can only imagine what it's like when you have the type of pull and money and power that he has to actually make a difference. Look at how many people are talking about this shit. Again, we've established this is not a new conversation. People have been talking about this since the 90s, since the 80s. This is not new. Why is it this big now? Because it takes the right person to speak on it. It takes the right person to get it. And with their type of connections, it'll spiral into something bigger. So the opposition has to play this as carefully as Ryan Garcia does. They can't do anything too fucking crazy or too rash.
Yeah.
He hasn't went through enough for you to just miraculously kill this kid and think that this shit is just coke or some shit.
Yeah.
You can't.
Wow.
So right now, what I think is we're at a stalemate. What happens in this fight is going to determine how they spin Ryan Garcia. If Ryan Garcia loses in any type of fashion, really, if Ryan Garcia loses other than this shit being an all-out, bang-out 12 rounds and it goes to decision and he loses a split decision to some shit. Anyway, other than that, they're going to say, see, he wasn't mentally there. His mental acuity is gone. Maybe we should strip him of his boxing license until he gets back. You're going to see that if that occurs.
Okay. We got it on.
Ryan Garcia wins, it gets crazy.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, that alone hyped the fight, and I'm hoping that's not all this is. It's just a ploy to hype a fight.
Hell no. Ryan Garcia doesn't need that. That's the one thing, and that is my last point. Ryan Garcia just made $50 million his last fight, and he fucking lost.
Right.
Why the hell does he need this?
I don't know.
He doesn't.
I don't know.
He has enough star power to make the money he wants to make, and fighting Devin Haney is a big fight. He didn't need to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Well, kind of pivoting, because I want to fit in this real quick before we head out of here, is speaking of fights, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fighting. I'm calling it a bust. I don't think it'll be, I think it's going to be bizarre. I'm still going to watch it most likely. What do you think about that? Mike, and he's 58 years old.
I don't think it's. I know we were supposed to leave Ryan Garcia out of this, but I don't think it's a coincidence that this fight just randomly got announced and you're doing the first ever boxing stream on Netflix the same night that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are fighting.
Is it the same night?
The exact same night, 420.
Wow, I didn't know that. Okay,
that just seemed like a little got a little spectacle written over that to me.
That's weird.
Now,
why would they do that?
I don't know. I think my biggest question is to Mike Tyson, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Like, well, no. Let's stop this bullshit. What really is this guy? If Mike Tyson wins, what the fuck does this prove, really?
Maybe it's a business deal where he gets a humongous paycheck, because it's in Saudi Arabia, right?
To my knowledge.
Okay, so they're going to give him money that makes no sense, and it helps build Jake Paul's brand, so I think it's just a business deal. He ain't gonna get knocked out. If Jake Paul
gets his exactly, but that's my point. What are you getting out of this, Mike? If it's money, cool.
Might just be money.
I get it.
Yeah, but
let's stop acting like this is some Mike Tyson's coming to prove he's the old vengeance, the old.
Does anybody? I've only listened to a few people that I follow that are into it. I haven't personally heard anybody think that this is even a good idea. And there's no.
Do we have a rule set?
I think it's exhibition rules.
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing, bro?
I don't know. I think it's a money grab.
Because Jake Paul sucks, and they just can't find a way to fucking build him. So they have to do something.
Yeah. You don't think he's built a pretty monetarily, I should say, not like career, but like, is that, I think his goal, is he really want to be a boxer, or does he just want to make a lot of money?
It's all bullshit. I mean, my thing is this, bro. How hard is it to make money when you have this much of a machine behind you?
Yeah.
Like, he's a Disney kid, bro. Him and his brother. Is it not a coincidence that right after his brother cashed out with Floyd Mayweather, he starts this fucking podcast, and there be some shit happening on that podcast to be a little weird from time to time, but sometimes they talking about some real in-depth shit. It bounces around, and then he's in the WWE?
Right.
What are y'all doing?
I don't know.
It's because again, you have a machine that can push you, and then it pushes and pushes until now they come out with Prime energy drink, and all of the kids run around drinking Prime, but would not have known Jake or Logan from a fucking hole in the wall.
Dude, yeah, and they made that deal with the UFC. Like, I think they're all working together. I think
Jake Paul is part owner of the fucking PFL. How are you making deals with the UFC?
Yeah, which now that ties into. I'm curious now. So it ties into the PFL. Who's in the PFL? Who's
Francis?
Okay, and who's fighting tomorrow?
Oh,
tonight.
Oh yeah, shit,
like right now
tonight.
Almost.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We gotta go watch that shit.
Yeah. So
it's all again. Okay. Look, there's a moral to this shit. Outside of sports, we can get back to the sports, but bruh, most of this shit is owned by the same people that are regurgitating the same things over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't find it a coincidence that they're putting this kind of shit on Netflix at the same time that they've had this big ass writer and actor strike.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have shit else to put out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike, we'll give you an extra $35 million. You go do this stupid ass fight with Jake.
Get some subscribers. Yeah,
$35 million. Shit.
They're gonna get so many new subscribers.
I doubt it. They're
you
gonna
don't think
generate those fucking.
You think people are just gonna get somebody else's password?
No, bro. Go down your family outside of kids remotely close to the younger age group and just ask people. Hey, you ever heard of Jake Paul? Hey, you ever heard of Jake Paul? Just walk around and ask people. Most people have only heard of him because they fucking force him down your throat.
Right.
Like,
Marketing. Yeah.
They don't actually care to see this shit.
Right. They're more curious about Mike Tyson fighting at 60 years old, and I think Jake knows that.
Yes, because again, you lost to Tommy Fury, bro.
Right.
Who was notoriously pretty fucking bad as a professional boxer.
He's just an amateur, right?
No, he's a pro.
Oh, is he? Oh.
But the fight that he fought before Jake Paul, he fought a guy with like 40 losses. It was like 9-40. Some stupid shit.
God damn.
How do you even have a career where you're 9-40? That's beyond me. But
to be that guy to build up somebody else, I guess. I
mean, shit, yeah, you got a lot of building under your damn repertoire. You 9-40, but I say all this to say, look around, bruh. It's a spectacle to me.
Yeah,
I was supposed to leave Ryan out of this again, but Ryan Garcia called this man out.
True.
If he really wanted to
Wait a minute, called Jake out?
Yeah, he said, bro, stop the bullshit. You keep talking about all of these boxes and what you would do. Let's sign a fucking contract. We can do whatever rules you want to do, and let's prove.
That's a humongous weight difference, wouldn't it? Garcia's like a flyweight or something, right?
Kinda, but he can get there. He can get up there.
To 200 to 185
they can get
pounds?
to like he can get to like 170 easy. He doesn't need the whole 185 to beat a Jake Paul.
Oh, yeah, good point.
The point is, why did Jake Paul not respond at all?
Mm-hmm.
He knows he doesn't want to fight anybody who could actually hurt
his ass. Yeah. Yeah.
There's definitely something going on behind closed doors with what's happening with him and Mike Tyson. Look at the last fight Jake Paul fought in. That shit was trash. Who the fuck was the guy that he was even fighting?
Yeah.
You getting knockouts, cool. People are like, oh, well, he's technically a prospect. This is what you're supposed. Not when you calling out Conor McGregor and all of these legends, bro. You don't get to get put on a prospect route.
Right.
No, motherfucker, you got more money than the average boxer start off with. You should have had the highest level of training since the moment you jumped in this. You should be able to beat a Tommy Fury.
Yeah. I think that messed it up.
So now he has to try to get his little kicks back because people forgot he even fought last week or whenever the fuck that was.
Right. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That you know what? You're right. I think he hinged a lot of beating Tommy. That would have been a different business plan. But when that fell through, he had to pivot.
His brother knew what the fuck was going on. That's why his brother left that boxing shit alone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, shit, man. This has been a super condensed episode of a lot of stuff to digest, man. This feels good. We got deep.
Yeah, man. That's what we're supposed to be doing, man. That's what people come to see.
Yeah, yeah. So if you don't like this one, then don't even hit subscribe because this is what it's all about. And yeah, man. Good job.
For sure, man. Most definitely.
All right.
Got plenty of more juice coming y'all way.
Till next time.
Yeah.